Here's my pledge. We hit 1,000 patrons in the future, no sponsorships, 1 or 2 ads per video max, and if you love what I do and want me to avoid burnout, I'll hire an editor to ease my 50 to 60 hour a week workload. Consider pledging any amount on my Patreon, linked below, and pick what I cover. Get early access to videos and so much more. Hope to see you beautiful people there.
航海士さんのことだから冷静な判断がつくまでそうやすやすと動かないはず。
It's really nice to know that Robin now knows Nami so well. Clearly they've spent the most amount of time together that she has with anyone else on the ship.
なあ腹減った飯。
I'm not sure I'll ever get bored of Luffy doing this over-the-top theatrical display of tiredness and hunger. I think it's absolutely fair enough to say that once again, there's never been any buildings done like this before, and this is a filler arc. I like how this has been a fixture of the series for well over 150 episodes by this point. Weird but very interesting twist that everyone was hyper-focused on gathering up the one newspaper rather than even wondering who Nami was. Very nice callback there to her early days. No walking and running on the spot. Also credit for building this new island very well already. We've seen it from afar, we've seen the village, now the docks and so on. Chopper doing a Mission Impossible type of move.
にわかに信じられる話じゃねえが、調味料の配置に器具の位置、妙にしっくりくるのもまた事実。
Clever to add in these quiet observations from people that some might not have thought to include.
だから逆ですって。
Another amazingly creative use of her amazing ability.
あなたの意見も聞かせてもらえるかしら。お願いね。優秀な船員さん。
Robin totally taking a leaf out of Nami's book and how to deal with members of the crew.
大丈夫。ログはこの方向を指してるわ。
ウソップ、まだ何も見えねえか?
Good of them to show us some of the events which took place from the day they first arrived there.
ちょっと待ってくれよ。島だ。
それから調べ物をしていた私と見張り番のケンさんを除いてみんな眠りについたわ。
Just saying, that music is so damn ideal for moments like this. It's got such a mystery RPG kind of vibe to it, I think.
ケンさんが眠っていたとしたら、あなたたちと私との違いは眠ったか眠らなかったかということだけ。
Ah, okay. I figured it was because she had been with them the least amount of time. Very clever then. She just hadn't fallen asleep. I might be totally off base, but to me it does feel as though the crew, except for Luffy, are speaking in a tone more like they had from their first episodes. What do you think?
おや、
突然子供が目の前に現れたんだ。
Personally, it seems like a clever way to go about it that they're recalling things from when it happened. It was touched on before by Luffy, so it just makes sense to continue a bit.
脅かすわけじゃないけど、最悪の場合、今度は自分が誰なのかすらわからなくなるかもしれないわ。
It is kind of scary to think that each time they sleep, they may progressively lose more and more of themselves, especially since Robin didn't sleep and thus didn't lose anything.
びっくりした。
なあ。
No idea why he said it like that. I think it was Usopp maybe, but I loved it.
そりゃあこれまでの面白記憶がなくなったのは悔しいけど、またみんなで新しい冒険をやり直しゃいい話だろ。
I think it's fair to say that him saying stuff like this is absolutely one of the reasons he is loved so much by us.
なんちゅう前向きなやつ。
変わらないのね。記憶があろうとなかろうと船長さんは。
すげえ。
Hearing the thoughts of these three made me know that they all too feel the same way about him that I/we do as well.
町はどこだ?
Absolute classic Zoro getting close moment.
何作ってんだ?
記憶を取り戻す新薬だ。邪魔するな。
Seems like fate that even without any memories, they're still at least somewhat happy in one another's presence and working on things on the ship.
つまんねえもん作ってんじゃねえよ。
Usopp made them badgers, but everyone else's weren't great. So what gets the win? His Chopper stating emergency food.
女の子はね、大人になったら男の人より弱くなっちゃうんだ。
Simply put, it's awesome to include a moment like this, which was never seen from events going back around 200 episodes now.
必ず俺かお前が世界一の剣豪になるんだ。
クイナの魂と夢を君に頼みます。
I also enjoyed a refresher on his character and the people in his life from back then. It's easy to forget that you could basically fit all of Hunter x Hunter between these two events. Talk about a gorgeously unique looking house.
海賊の仲間。私が。
That mean the bath scene.
ご機嫌うるわしいくだらねえ人間どもよ。瞬間からこの島を俺たちの支配下とする。
Bloody brilliant. I had figured that Zoro would be a one-off. Didn't think they'd do the same thing for Nami, bringing back voice actors in the process. That's so sick.
私の分は足りないわ。
ベルベル、お前。
ごめんゲンさん。あいつらは私の子でしょ。
Take one here purely for the fond memories. I remember I liked this dude a lot. Haven't thought about him in a long time though, sadly.
大好き。
Funny enough, it hurts almost as much as the first time I saw it in a much earlier part of this series.
眠気覚ましにコーヒーでも入れようか。
ありがとう。お願いするわ。
Robin here is a prime example of some nice give and take. She was going to cover him with a blanket and then happily accept some nice coffee to help them stay awake.
みんな早く。
ひどいよお姉ちゃん。みんなを起こしちゃうなんてさ。しょうがないなもう。こんなことしたくなかったのに。
Another instance of Robin being fantastic. She heard the sound and went straight off into combat mode, also deciding to wake them up quickly all at the same time. At least in doing this, Luffy seems to have stopped him from using whatever he was about to use, but the win is especially for hearing Luffy's thoughts about his special seat. And even better than that, he's up there now with him. I kind of figured he'd quickly get away, but no! Up! That one doesn't seem to get any older either.
記憶が戻ったぞ
Two wins. Firstly, it's a great end to the episode, like the ideal time to end it. Secondly, he got his memories back. It's happened far quicker than I thought it would, which is great, and shows that it can be done. I'm a happy boy.
私が書いたものに間違いないわ。
It's always a win when they don't use recap as a way by which to do 1 to 2 minutes less work, and in this episode's case, jump right into the action soon as the OP ends. What a pretty looking shot! Chopper and Luffy playing like this just makes me think of the days where all is normal and made me feel happy. It's so weird.
初めての土地で、しかも夜中に2人を見つけ出すのは至難の技よ。
それもそうだな。
Robin just casually laying out a perfect reason why they should wait to try and find Zoro and Nami in the morning instead of heading out to do it now.
決まってんだろ。仲間だからだ。
ゾロが仲間だって言われても。
They're saying they're okay going after Nami, but against going after Zoro, and Luffy says this, and I just liked it. Even if they didn't write Nakama, that's what he said. And then we cannot forget this, can we? As he goes through the whole crew. That was just badass! Nothing more!
だからまだ死ぬなよ。
てめえみてえな貧弱なチビには無理。
強くだってなるさ。
Again, I think I'm just going to give wins for seeing those extended scenes from their past. No matter how much canon is behind them, if any. Let me know down below. So well done, though.
俺が5歳の時南海に住む巨大な金魚と戦った時の話だ。
金魚？
Wow, they got another win with that new rule right away. Well played!
医者として救ってみせる。だから全ての病気に俺はこのドクロを掲げたのだ。
ドクロ？
We definitely saw this scene before. In fact, it's one of the more famous ones, but I'm still dropping a win because that whole scene and everything else meant so much to me.
ウソップも来い。
だから実は俺島に入ると心臓が止まる病で
It's another brand new Usopp disease.
いいから来いよ。俺は知ってるぞ。誇り高き海の戦士ウソップはやるときはやる男だってな。
Luffy too has his own moments such as this, where he says something profoundly lovely and absolutely spot on too.
どうせならかっこいいのがいい。これでどうだ。
Luffy's version of a cool looking and workable raft.
海賊だよ。
見事な出来栄えね。
Usopp proving that whilst not a shipwright, he's definitely the best one they have right now.
私昨日この宿に泊まったものだけど。
あんた知ってる？
知りませんよこんな人。
Now starting to understand that every night, seemingly the boy and his weird seahorse looking thing steal everyone's memories on the entire island, or try to in some cases anyway.
これってあなた誰？
Good old Nami, makes sense why she would take most of the action she has, but now she's starting to piece it together. Animating multiple characters all moving within one scene together. I love how those who pieced together the story for the anime didn't make it the case that Luffy and crew are endlessly running after her. She darts off again, they chase, this is better.
何の病気だよこいつ。何とかしろよ繊維。
重症なのは確かだけど治せないのも確かだ。
Context. Sanji said to Nami, we won't hurt you. We won't even lay a finger on you, although I'd like to. And they said this. I thought it was a really funny off-the-cuff combo.
分け前を渡す気なんてさらさらあるわけねえ。
なんであんた私の考えてることがわかんのよ。
A brilliant moment when you think about it, and another case where Luffy says something quite profound because he knows her. So he knows she won't want to share any of the gold with them.
あなたもこの島へ来てただならない雰囲気を感じてたはずよね。違う？
なバカな。それこそ夢でも見たんじゃないの？
本当だ。俺もはっきりこの目で見たからな。
Exactly what I was talking about with win number 7120. She goes to run away. I thought, oh no, here we go. Then Luffy and Robin stop her, and this happens instead.
お前がいなきゃ俺の方がもっと困る。航海士がいなけりゃ船は進まねえだろうが。
I feel as though this was Luffy's way of telling her how important she is to him and to the crew as a whole. She's not screwed without him, he's screwed without her.
ああ嫌な予感がする。
何やってんだ。早く来いチョッパー。
Couple of nice instances that they really didn't have to include of not walking on the spot.
なんだかんだ言ってみんなルフィについていくんだよな。仲間ができたってのも本当なのかな。
Chopper having this thought while smiling that maybe he does now finally have friends warmed my heart. And how he noted that even without memories, they all follow Luffy. So cute!
ゾロノアゾロがあいつの強さを見抜けなかったなんて意外だったな。
俺が見抜けなかった。
ねえ、ルフィと戦ってみたくなったでしょ？
A nice way, I'm guessing, of getting another Luffy vs Zoro fight out of the story.
バチコン。
何？黄金を奪おうっていう合図？不気味な男ね。
So many misunderstandings between these two.
なるほどね。あなたたちの記憶を奪った犯人。いいえ、真犯人が分かったわ。
I love Robin, in case you weren't already aware, and she is an amazing member of this crew. I just adore how she can figure stuff like this out due to her wealth of reading knowledge. Still really good at doing these distance shots in Sky Island. For me, just like seeing towns and villages, even things like this help build the world and make it feel huge. It feels as though they really are on an island in a forest right now.
すげえモンスターの部下とかいるんじゃないのか？
モンスター。
そんな脅しに。
Chopper still being as hooked on these moments from Usopp as normal. Being hooked isn't the right words, but he hooks him like a fish? You get what I mean. Not running away from a snake on the spot!
っておい無視してんじゃないですよ。
待ってくれ。お前みんながいるところわかるの？
That animation was so clean I had to show it first and then talk over it. Damn, son!
あいつ
Feels like Sanji is almost starting to hone his own something is up ability here.
お前いきなり何すんだ。
Man, oh man, if that was anyone else right there. To his credit, Luffy really tries to avoid combat here at first.
お前らさっさと行け。ここは俺が止める。
分かったわ。行きましょう。
Robin probably feeling a mixture of this is why he's the leader, but also he has confidence in getting the job done, so I trust him to do so.
ピストル
It's only very brief at the end, but how he holds his hat down when falling back down. Good seeing how Luffy has honed himself over time and knew right there that he had to dodge quickly. So that move of his is even fast enough to totally catch Luffy of all people off guard for a direct hit.
夢を追いかけようぜ。それが一番楽しいから、と船長さんならこう言うわ。
俺はルフィについていく。ルフィは俺のことを仲間だって認めてくれたんだ。
The group may be starting to split, which makes sense as we near the end of this small filler arc, and the best thing is that they have legit reasons to do so, such as Chopper's.
ちくしょう、このまま記憶を取られたまま戻るわけにはいかねえだろう。
It's one of those classic moments where originally he tried to take the coward's way out to a degree, and yet now strives to push himself forwards and goes with them. I just thought that was a really nice, well done piece of animation right there. So damn cool as they both perfectly match their best attacks here.
いけない。
Oh my goodness, Robin is so quick and amazing and everything. Max wins! You know that had this been any other anime, he'd have gotten hypnotized. They built that up as happening, and yet he instead closes his eyes and lands a hit. Brilliant.
コックさん、少年は操られていただけ。
Glad this was added, otherwise it'd make zero sense as to why you'd let him flee.
おっと待ちな。
Again, glad this happened. For a moment I thought they were going to watch it, just take off, and I was like, what? Happy now.
お前、あ
あんたこそ
The best thing as well is Sanji not pleading with the thing or something like that. Instead he hits it, knowing it will leak the stolen memories.
もちろん戻りましたよ。ロビンちゃんにナミスは。
And take a final win here for the fact that he did it enough times to seemingly get all their memories back, aside from Zoro, I'd assume here.
そう剣士、レディーたちに手を出すってなら俺が相手になるぜ。
Sanji really rockets up the court meter when he does stuff like this, I gotta say.
俺だ。
Finding out that all of that kicking from Sanji also allowed for everyone else's memories to return on the island.
あなた様はお客様では。
そうだよ、客だよ。
I just enjoyed that little twist, so I'm giving it a win.
今までどこにいたのさ。
A very sweet moment, but also a nicely drawn crowd in the background of unique looking characters in front of these lovely homes. Ah, that really was very sweet. I figured the kid was in on it to some degree, but no, he was just as much a victim as everyone else was.
たく、クソ剣士が相も変わらずいつも厄介事しょいこいやがって。
Bruh, I haven't seen Sanji so angry looking in ages. Damn, the power of one of his kicks.
邪魔すんなこのアホコッケ。
Oh! He already got his memory back and was no doubt after the creature. Such a Luffy approach to saying hello. Best thing is, he's done this more than once. I can't blame Sanji for this one. You should smile rather than looking so scary if you're back to normal.
一番に記憶が戻ったのになんでおめえは気づかねえんだよ。
失敬だな。ゾロよりはマシだ。
That's one of the brilliant random Luffy insults that don't really make sense, but sound so hilarious all the time.
待て無理無理。よしこれならどうだ。もう離さないぞ。
How Usopp's adding comments that they're saying whilst in the water in different voices. Feels like a hurtful thing to do, but at the same time, being the last episode of the mini filler arc, it's also real nice to see these faces and their reactions too.
おお。元気だったか？
Luffy having a wonderful reaction to his idol and brother, he's not at all sad, he's just happy to see them. But obviously it makes sense why some are teary since they're gone. In many ways, it was almost as awesome to me to suddenly see these villains of old. Makes me understand just how long of a period of time I have been writing and recording and editing this series. I don't rightly know what they are or what this is about, but it almost felt as though he'd lost his chance to leave with them a long time ago or something. That's sad. Colour me very shocked that things turned out this way. I kind of figured halfway through the final episode the resolution had to be close, yet it's still not here yet. The first time he's not got annoyed and accepted it because he can't recall any memories at all. Also take one here because Chopper's whole deal is that he's afraid of people, but he's only afraid of them because of his past experiences with them. If he doesn't recall those, he's normal like here. Very smart here that he does this totally on accident, since he forgot he ate the rubber fruit naturally. How amazing, it's actually friggin' working!
記憶を奪いやがってこの野郎
That was so sick! I tell you, I really enjoyed this filler arc. It's no wonder it was so heavily voted in on my Patreon, like over 70% if I recall.
チョッパー、俺？
お前以外に誰がいるな
Ah, it's so cute. To me, it just means that deep down at his core, Chopper has always wanted friends, and that's his foundation. Everything is built on top of that. Bless him. Two huge attacks perfectly landed by Luffy, which has the effect of pushing all the memories out of it. This is ultimately a much better wrap to the story than what I thought. Also, as an aside, who knows, maybe he'll be able to meet his dragon friends this way or something. Seeing the moment some of the most important memories return to them.
Oi.
Huh?
風邪ひくぞ。
One of those rare lovely moments from Sanji towards a dude, but also especially Zoro.
ぶっ飛ばしてやった
Heck yeah, take one more for that. I like that.
そうね。できればこの島の歴史書かしら。
Too much to show, but it's so cute how Chopper knows her well and correctly guessed she'd like to be rewarded with a large book or books. Well, that was a large twist. I did half expect it purely due to how close we were to the end of the arc, but still, a shock.
でっかい銅像がよ もうちょっとでよ。
It's nice that they included that he's still going on about this since the end of Sky Island. Also, a heads up, we're about to skip 225 and 226. I'm including 227 and 228 as it's canon though.
サチ君あれノリだからノリ。
This reaction to Sanji saying a certain someone tried to make them all part of his crew when they lost their memories. But the reaction is so weird, it's brilliant.
私の記憶
The first time we've really seen anything in relation to Robin and her backstory, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing that soon, hopefully.
ならもっと珍しい薬草があるかもしれない。
Robin! Enough said! Oh wow, we might be getting that Robin Memories thing I talked about in the last episode far quicker than I would have imagined. Damn son! Would you look at the sheer size of the dude?
ロビンがこんなに取り乱すなんて。
Actually, Nami made an excellent point there I hadn't considered. She really is always so cool, calm and collected, so it's a shock to see her like this.
大将？
大将っておめえどんだけ偉いやつだよ。
The actual reveal of who he is and just how high up in the Navy he is as well.
海軍の中でも大将の肩書きを持つ将校はわずか3人。
Nice little bit of lore right there.
こっちにも脳殺姉ちゃんスーパーボーイン今夜暇何やってんだのっぽこら
Turns out this dude is just a taller version of Sanji or something. Also, take another, he's Olivert in basically all of the Trails games, meaning in all of them. He's Dio from JoJo and so much more, one of my favourite voice actors ever.
大体お前らあれだよほら
あれ
ほらって。
Easy win for making him such a weirdly unique character, not only with how he looks, but also how he's so casual right now. He claims he's just out for a stroll.
そんでまあ早い話お前らをと捕まえる気はねえから安心
The guy essentially got tired of standing up and decided to finish the conversation laid on the ground instead. So yeah, the last win was spot on.
いやだから何もしねえって言ってるじゃねえか
He really is unique. He's not even saying that he's going to capture Robin or anything. He's seemingly quite happy to just let them leave.
この海域で一隻の客船が行方不明になったっていう報告があったが
サンジ君とウソップが今食べ物を取りに行ってるわ。
I like how our crew hops right into helping these people out. Bandages and little baby Chopper checking heart rates, and then Sanji is cooking for them since they're weak.
美食の街プッチへグルメツアーに行った帰りの船が
Have one here for more lore. Who'd have thought people on the Grand Line would be doing cruises? Seems like the risk would be too high compared to East Blue.
これは横綱だ
横綱
Man, oh man, I love the story in this and the amount of lore packed into it. This isn't just a frog. Clearly it's well known. I'm sure there'll be more to do with that too.
おいみんなこんな奴の言うこと聞くことはねえぞこいつは海兵なんだ海兵が味方で俺たちの方が悪者だよな
Half the win is because he's going to take them someplace safe where they can get help. That's cool. But the other half is Luffy totally forgetting that typically they're the good guys.
少し離れてろアイス H
Well, they're getting max wins for that. That has easily got to be one of the strongest ever Devil Fruit abilities yet. It's no wonder he's such a high rank. Damn! That looked far too cool to just include with the last win. Totally gets its own.
この方向をのんびり歩いていくといい4日もあれば人のいる島に着く
This has to be another. He even made an ice road so long they'll need to travel 4 days to get to the other side. Now it makes sense why Luffy and the crew gave them so much food and stuff.
海賊にもいろいろいるんですね。あなたたちにも何とお礼を言っていいか。
I do just love hearing them getting the praise they so rightfully deserve. Also though, I do also love me a nice farewell. That is always done so well in this series too. Chopper and his super cute antics just got to score one.
なんというか、じいさんそっくりだな、モンキー D. ルフィ。
Feels like after Sky Island, the world plot is really starting to heat up now that the small canon/filler arcs are done with, as we hear this statement. Just as with Robin before, when Luffy reacts like this, it does give you pause for a moment, since he too is carefree, just about the most calm and carefree person ever.
やっぱお前ら、今しんどくか?
The way he said that so suddenly out of nowhere. Nicely done by Oda showing how he's normally sleepy, doesn't care too much, but when he gets dialed in, he's seriously a problem, as we're seeing here.
裏社会を生き延びてきたお前が次に選んだ隠れ家がこの一味というわけか。
This reveal about Robin, which would on the surface appear to be true, but thankfully we've known her for a while now and I do trust her fully. You can see she isn't happy hearing this. Love to see Luffy standing up for her, because he genuinely doesn't care about her past. She is his nakama and has been for a while now. That's all he cares about. Take one more for Chopper and the rest of the crew just prior, also supporting her fully. You love to see it.
あらららら、少し喋りすぎたかな。残念。
Just wanted to point out it's a win either way, but her arms are shaking here. It's either cool to see it because he's physically strong or because she's really anxious. Damn dude, she's never done that before. I'm so impressed, but also he did seem to disappear. I wonder if he's got a similar thing going on to Smoker, NL and Crocodile. That looks creepy and it's basically what I just winned. That is quite possibly the coolest way I've ever seen anyone create a weapon, ever. Zoro proving himself to be the #1 coolest dude on the crew, doing something badass like this. Then Sanji, not to be outdone, comes along with his own hit, and the main bulk of the win is the shock that these attacks worked. I half expected them not to, since he's so strong. I knew it was too good to be true, as he simply grabs both Sanji and Zoro and uses his eyes to freeze them all. This is turning into a massive JoJo situation. How are they gonna get out of this? Okay, 3 wins here. Firstly, a max wins for this. It's been a massive shock. Nothing quite like it since NL took out Sanji and the others so easily, and now he's frozen Robin entirely. But also huge credit to the patrons who told me do not skip these 2 episodes. What a genuinely huge shock you'd have had if I simply skipped the Foxy Returns arc as a whole, meaning this one and the next. Also, whilst I'm at it, let's make it 4 wins instead, because it was the first bit of character building and background on Robin in a while, and it was good to see just prior to this freeze. Seeing the final effect of what he's done. I mean, where does it go from here? I'm so utterly hooked, it's insane. And a final badass win for such a badass episode. Really solid ending there. Looked great. Luffy's face going from shock to pure rage as he sees what he has done to Robin has no doubt been final.
わめくな。ちゃんと回答すりゃまだ生きてる。
Even though I knew that had to be the case, take one for telling me it all the same. That amazing scream from Luffy's voice actress as he thinks the end of Robin could be at the end of an arm swing there. Oh, such great and quick thinking from Luffy, who clearly is taking this deadly serious. rescuing her again. And what is making even just me writing this script angry is he's trying to take out our Robin all the time, like I'm angry.
そのまま船に走れ。手当てしてロビンを助けろ。
He's always so calm and jokey and carefree, but these moments just serve to show how serious he can be, how much of a true leader he can be when the chips are down. Bloody brilliant.
その女は助けねえ方が世のためだ。
Even Nami stepping up in the heat of the moment to defend Usopp and Chopper's escape from the battlefield. My god, this is so damn good!
この勝負、俺とお前で蹴りをつけよう。
One Piece truly has it all, everything I love, and then moments like this that get my blood boiling ready for a fight. It is seriously next level even back then.
だけど俺こんなに精神凍っちゃった人間見たことねえもん。青木島そりゃ
You could really hear the panic in Chopper's voice when just prior Usopp said, "You can't be unsure, this is Robin's life we're talking about," but he really doesn't know.
お前はこの船のせいなんだぞ。分かってるよ。少し黙っててくれよ。
I must admit the realism in this scene is absolutely breathtaking. This for me is what makes anime different than cartoons. Moments exactly like this and so much more.
俺たちはすぐ引き返す。この凍った手足をどうにかしてくれ。
ああよし。
Can I just add, Chopper massively comes into his own here in a way not seen in the entire story to date, I don't believe. This for me is the moment he has become the ship's doctor 100%.
ちゃんと低温で溶かしたら幹部を摩擦しながら船に上がってきてロビンの方を手伝ってくれよ。
I also like how he takes charge here as the doctor, telling the guys what to do in the background and recruiting Nami to aid in helping Robin. It's so good.
次はしねえか。ロビン。一騎打ちだぞ。わからねえのかおめえには。
Another one of those moments like the Chopper one I just talked about, which shows how much Sanji does care and how it's eating him up inside too.
今一味の瀬戸際だ。
Man, this arc has it all so far. True character building, people acting unlike they normally do in the face of such raw danger, and power from this man. Brilliant voice acting right there, and a great moment showing this is far from a one-sided battle in spite of how damaged Luffy already is. It's a brand new Gum Gum use of his ability! This guy is seriously something else, by far the strongest I've seen, I think. I mean, how do you beat someone like this?
Ice time.
How would they even get away at this rate? Luffy has been beaten so effortlessly, it seems. The others are injured, now he too is frozen.
そういうことか。これ以上他の奴らに手を出せば、野望は俺だわな。
Finding out that Luffy essentially was less interested in having a duel and more wanted them to simply escape, hoping that his sense of duty might prevent him from going after the crew.
お前たちはこの先ニコ・ロビンを、あの女を必ず持て余す。
What an ominous statement from him that serves to continue building Robin and her character moving forwards. More lore there surrounding our girl, her origins and so on, but mainly the win is for seeing her defrosting.
そういうことなんだ。Monkey D. Luffy!
I mean, I legit have no words for that. I'm just in a state of shock. But obviously he will be okay. But how? I have no idea. I'm just blown away.
このままここでお前を砕いちまって命を絶つのは造作もねえが。
Ah, okay. Now I can breathe. Can't believe Oda just did that to me.
まあいいや。スモーカーのバカな話や。じゃあな。
Finding out that it wasn't plot armor that kept Luffy alive there, but instead gratitude for him having suppressed Crocodile and saved Smoker's life before.
よかったよかった。運ぶぞ。急いで船。一緒に行くな。
These two are really good when they do actually work together.
ウォーターセブン、水の都か。
So cool, another new arc flawlessly introduced to us.
こりゃなんとも。 だいぶ本部に近づいてるじゃない。
At the same time, we're then told that our crew are slowly moving closer to the Navy HQ in this area. Extra hype!
二人とも心臓が動いた。
やった
I'm so happy I'm beaming over here. Even though you know they gotta be okay, it still affects me. Really, it shows how great a writer Oda is that happens to me. I was so nervous. He does deserve so much praise, so as cute as this is, the win is for praising him for being such a great doctor to nearly the entire crew when they badly needed it.
俺はただバタバタ騒いで終わったよ。
寝ろバカ。疲れてんだよ。
Totally understandable for Usopp, he did cower in the face of such power initially, but Zoro isn't going to let him give himself a hard time, so he says this: sleep and you'll feel better. It's nice to see everyone getting well-deserved rest after that. Chopper and Nami together is adorable, and Robin is kept awake by likely intruding thoughts of what happened and what was said. Not only is Nami looking good, but also she changed her clothes. Such a good new insult towards his eyebrows. I'm amazed Oda can come up with so many insults between Zoro's hair and his eyebrows. I'm so very, very glad that he has a sense of humour about what happened. It was so close to being the end, and yet, as a team, and due to no small amount of luck, they pulled through. But also I can't ignore how Usopp and Chopper totally set up shop here to watch him and were enjoying it like they're at a theatre watching a play. Sanji has also changed his clothes. How quickly Nami gets between these two when they almost start fighting. She's done this twice this episode alone, I think. Just a win for seeing them all like this, happy and together again. Gives me a seriously warm and fun feeling towards them all, like they're family oddly enough.
100m あったじゃん。
100m! すげえな、ウソップ!
I said it before, but it's worth repeating. Usopp's lies are a favourite of mine. I never thought would be. And it's nice to see them coming back, like here, and naturally, Chopper believing them.
おかげさまでだいぶいいわ。ありがとう、メイさん。
Half the win is the clothing change, of course, and the other half is Robin, at least on the surface looking happier again, thankfully. But I also had to include this, especially since it included brand new hilarious moves.
じゃあ、コーヒーをいただける？
はーい、喜んで。
Might sound odd, but I'm so happy to hear Robin ask for something. I felt she may pull back from everyone after what happened and what was said, but this is far more her usual self and I'm happy. Is that the frog thing from before that sunk that ship? I'm shocked, but it's also equally hilarious to see it swimming like this. I'd be lying if I didn't say Nami, but I loved that Robin is so fast that she held him upright.
あれは東大？
A real nice turn of events all of a sudden. After following the thing, they arrive at an island and run ashore. It's all very mysterious and I like it. Great end to the episode, as what I'm guessing is a train is heading towards them. I'll be honest, I cannot wait for these next two arcs. Let's go. Darth Weirdo, Fiji, Maliao, Mushwin, Nick Wyndham, The Elementator Wars, Christopher Willis, Emmanuel Gonzalez, Fancy Turtle, Kepon, Minimasher, Marquez, Nozomi, Allkeeper, Otopodenisi, Steelers, The Epic Commander, Bird Without a Word, Brandon Crea, Brian Bayot, Cameron, Commander Cyrus, David Meyer Olmos, Devico, Doggos for Life, Dragonstorm 35, Guru, James Tafoya, Yor Edvinson, Kevin Alston, Comfroy, Nightly Winter, Peter Milligan, Robin Jackson, Ruby Rose, Satoki Ari, Zion 44, Sean, Starkip, Tiger Lily Warrior, Ajoka, Alexander Schwartz, Ali 50, Amadillo, Anador, Brainless Ben, Cecilia, Cedric, Cloud Garden, Dante Soul, Dante's Face, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Donald Newburn, Dragon Defender, Drake's Daughter, Iso, Francie, Furious Mo, Garrett Vermeesh, Hoth Losritter, Isel Caldera, Joker Rims, Jason Davies, John, Jaffa 6263, Kai Wolfspring, Kelnock, Kevin Alter, Kevin 102, Knuckle Duster, Tony Niemeyer, Kai 158, Carl Jones, Laxor, Laxus, Liam Gagati, Lifty, Lionel Schultz, Luis Minito, Marvin, Mason Stelfer, Michael Lewis, Niran Adjan, Motivirum, Mr. Firecool, Natsu Dragneel, Nick Monaco, Nick Pell, Nuvagown, 9028, Oberon Quartz, Ollie the Mighty, Oliver Smiley Reacts, Onks Khalif, Oscar I. Lopez, Owen Haloran, Q Flash, Chris Harris, Rimuru, Rodiz, Ryan DeVeries, Sadholic, Sakomi Arum, Sarcastic Truth, Shadow Cleanser, Snowy, Stan, Storm 970, 340, DRS, the Danish model, Thrasher 340, Vernon Hogan, Wacky Normal, Will Sass, Willy Man.